Again, it's been a long time. I'm doing a late night reading. It's sort of impromptu. It's really hot here. I have the fan. I'm realizing you might be hearing the background noise, so I apologize for that. But we're gonna go through like an all signs reading where I'm gonna look at what you don't see coming. I am gonna use many decks. I might not always be consistent doing the same spreads in the same way for all 12 signs. That's because I'm just going to go with my feeling and my intuition. We're starting off with Aries, of course. We're going to look at what you don't see coming. It could be in any area of your life, not just love. You start with strife. So you will definitely have to play hard. There's a situation that is getting more and more complicated here. It is strengthful. I'm going to pull another one on these. The Chariot. So whatever conflict is going on, whatever aggravation you're feeling, it's accelerating actually. It has a lot of momentum. So reactions are blown out of proportion even more because there's a lot of sort of like almost like a gust of wind. It's pushing even further and faster this situation. So it's also driving this situation towards its resolution, no matter what that is. It's like going full steam ahead. So let's see what that situation is really. It concerns, I think, the growth of your business mainly, the way that you earn money. You could be fighting for, well, some of you could be fighting for the position of Empress, literally. But either way, it's the fact that you have this particular way about you that is just natural, easy. You are creating envy, or people are envious of you. It's part of that strife. But otherwise, I see you doing well. So it's an interesting mix where it could be that the friction is actually producing results. Like sometimes, you know, they say some stress could be really productive. I think there could be here the possibility that you're right on the tip of that curve, right? Where you need that stress, but you need to keep it to a certain level, and yet you need to keep contained so that you don't sort of fall into the negative aspects of stress where you lose productivity and focus and whatever. So it could actually be very, overall it's positive, but it is strengthful. The Five of Cups. This feels different. I mean, it feels separate for now. Like it seems like it's coming out of nowhere. And Justice. Well, it's interesting that if you're victorious in this fight, whatever that is, like whatever that you're striving for so hard, by the way, there's definitely the resolution I was talking about. It's there. It's gonna happen. But I feel that you're disappointed as well. Like, it comes like a bittersweet experience, as a bittersweet experience. I'm going to pull one key, well, a couple keywords. Okay. Oh, wow. This is funny. It speaks of vast synergy and exchange, which is like this Empress energy for me. And the funny thing is that the word express could be Empress. So you are truly very successful at the moment in terms of your reach. You're successful because you're exchanging, and it's back and forth actually. So there's a beautiful, it's very fruitful and it's pleasant. And express here is the speed at which things are going. So that's pretty interesting as well. So let me move on to Taurus. I see that there's one person here, so thank you for showing up. I don't have the comments or the chat on at the moment, so I won't be exchanging with you, but thank you. Let's do Taurus now. I was explaining that for this all signs, I'm working with many decks, both oracles and tarots, but I'm not going to necessarily do the same spreads for each sign. I'm only going to go intuitively, choose intuitively how and what to do here, what to pull for you. So Taurus, what you don't see coming is a painful heartbreak, a situation where you feel like you're at your lowest, unfortunately. It concerns a relationship. It's definitely a breakup with someone that meant a lot to you. You felt you had a sacred bond with this person. You were also you looked up to this person. This person has taught you a lot. They've taught you mainly about spirituality. They taught you about commitment as well, whether they kind of taught you about commitment, but at the same time, it's ironic because there's no commitment here. There's actually a separation, a divorce, most likely. Excuse me. I only pull upright in this deck. The Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. The reason there was no commitment, the reason there's a divorce, the reason why it's not going to work out with this person is that there's too much hesitation. There's been too much back and forth, possibly. There's been a lot of moments of silence, moments of, not wanting to hear what the other person has to say, maybe not even wanting to see them, refusing to see them. It could also be you refusing to acknowledge them. So whether it was you or them, it doesn't matter. Like, it's what happened between, well, what will happen that you don't see coming. But I'm speaking in the past because it explains why you will go through the breakup. You could also have had recently the breakup, and you could be soaking in the sadness and the heartbreak energy. And I'm only describing to you here what has happened, or the reason why you're not committing to one another. There's also the possibility that, let's say you haven't broken up and separated yet. You will, like I said. But you might be, on the contrary, on the flip side of what I just said before, You might be first experiencing a lot of hesitation about breaking up, about even thinking of divorcing. It's almost like you're on the how do you say it? You're on the brink of making that decision, of making that call. This is summer. L'été is summer. So it's now, it's August. We even see the Leo. And the sunflower is obviously on the Queen of Wands card. Anyways, sunflower is often depicted with Leo, or associated with Leo. Okay, it came in the reverse. It says this is birthing, so it's a birth, but it came out in the reverse, so it's definitely a separation. I'm gonna, instead of pulling to really understand what happens, or, I mean, now it's clear, it's confirmed as well. It's confirmed in timing, it's confirmed in something that definitely will not, it will never grow, it will never develop. But let's just see the guidance. I'm going to give you guidance, especially because you're really, really sad and hurt. The King of Swords and the Moon. You know, the guidance would be like to, if this is the person that you were separating with, so I think it is, it could be. I'd say, not that it's something I really recommend, but here I think you could almost hide from this person. Because the guidance is, your emotions are so strong at the moment that I think ultimately you need to be more logical and think about it, and not maybe drown in your emotions. So without stressing about it, like, the idea would be like to stay clear, stay focused, find maybe something where you could be writing about it or speaking about it maybe, but you would do that with a counselor or someone that you could trust. Anyways, not an easy read, Taurus, for you. Okay, let's move on to Gemini. I'm going to switch. I'm going to start with this deck instead. Gemini, what is it you don't see coming? The Knight of Wands with the Strength. So August, Leo season is really huge here. There's something arriving fast, someone definitely, but it's also, there's many ways to look at this. What you don't see coming is someone rushing towards you, full speed, full force, but it's mainly because their desire is at its peak. You know, like someone that could have like really been wanting you for so long and has contained their desire for you for so long or too long, and here they come rushing in, like claiming claiming you, claiming what they want. I'm gonna get a keyword here. Touch. You see, look. The touch. So it's amazing because that's what the person wants. They want to actually physically be in your presence. They want to touch you. They want to feel you. They want to grab you. They want to caress you, stroke you. I'm just going to pull one of these. I'm curious. This speaks of, it says the sight. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It says, it presages disappointment, and when near the coffin, well, that's in relation to another card in the deck called the coffin. It would mean something that ends. Okay, so there's a possibly disappointment. We're going to see why. It might have to do with this situation, or this person rushing in, wanting to touch you, wanting to be really, really, really intimate. There's no hesitancy as well. Like there's no, let's think about it, or, you know, it's pretty intense. But for others, for a small percentage of you, it could also be that some of you still hold back. It could be that you, some of you are not quite ready to really be intimate, and maybe that's what the disappointment is for one of you, especially the one who has the hearts the most. 10 of Wands, oppression. So it's funny, look at that. You know, the Rider-Waite's depiction of 10 of Wands is usually this man who carries all these wands, and he's usually like, you could think it's like farm work. And it's funny that it's showing up here. I find that there's a lot of heaviness for sure, but it's a little bit like saying in this context that someone is sort of pushy here. Like insistent, maybe, you know, not fully respecting the other person's boundaries. I mean, this could be read as I'm trying to force my way in, you know, or just force my way. Let's see how you handle that, because I think that you're the one that feels oppressed. I think that it would be the case. For some of you, it'll be reversed, but let me read it as you. This one. Temperance. Yeah, this actually, it's totally in sync with what I'm saying. It's the perfect, you're going to ask for more, this person for more time. It's going to disappoint them because they want it now. But you're asking for some time. There's something about, you could say, you're not ready for this exchange, for that's what it feels like. I'm just feeling out of this something else. Not too sure. I'm going to leave it at that. I might have had to clarify, and I'm choosing not to, so apologies for that. I think I'm on Gemini. Let's do Gemini. What you don't see coming, Gemini, is the Eight of Swords with the Queen of Wands. So, as beautiful and fiery and exciting as things are, or that you're wanting to be, like there's something about you maybe that it could be someone else in your life, but I feel that someone wishes that they could fully express themselves, but mostly dare being themselves and be self-expressed. But they're really caught up in their head and they're stuck in their ways as well, and they overthink. They probably I think that they're probably blind to their own beauty. I don't think that they see who they are. They're like obviously in a mental prison here, so they're unaware in a way. They're kind of unaware of themselves, but they could also be unaware of what I'm about to pull next, which is again the theme of what you don't see coming. I feel it's reinforced here for this for you. If this is you, this Queen of Wands, I think it is mate. It could be a mate in the sense of a partner, but it could also be a friend. You know how Australians call their I say yo mate. But it could be about like the act of mating, which means intercourse. Someone could have a really difficult time opening up, surrendering, even just feeling adequate or just pretty enough or handsome enough to be intimate. Let me go to this one. What else that you don't see coming, Gemini? I salute whoever's here, thank you. I'm concentrating on the reading, so apologies if I'm not addressing you, but I know you're here. Okay. Let me see, I really wanted to shuffle a bit more here. Thank you for your patience. I'm gonna wait for the card to come out. I'm really asking for a lot of your patience. There, okay. I'm not reading reversals in this particular deck, it's a choice. So the Nine of Wands with the Page of Wands, I mean, look at that. 8 and 9 of, I said Wands, but it's Swords, excuse me. I mean, what you don't see coming is a very stressful situation that only worsens. It degenerates into, you know, just more anxiety. Whatever you were unaware of, I think what makes you feel even more anxious and stressed and makes you overthink it even more is that you're becoming conscious of, you know, your flaws or what you're also becoming conscious that you're unconscious, right? Because initially you weren't aware. So it's a really troubling situation where you can actually feel yourself. You feel that you're off. There are things that need to be expressed. Someone might want to start something with you, and that's what stresses you out. You could have an invitation that, you know, really throws you off and that you're unable to respond to. I think that you choose to like close off. I think you might even miss the invitation, possibly if you're unaware. And I think that what I was saying about realizing that you were unconscious, you might have realized that you didn't pay attention. You get even more stressed when you realize that you missed out on maybe the start of something. I'm going to pull one of these, or there's two. One is the dog. It represents true friends, but it also, if it's, you know, in the reversal in a way, it speaks of enemies. And the other one is the railroad. And this one speaks of a journey. So if someone is inviting you to go somewhere, you might have a hard time because accepting and even going to this, taking this journey and definitely having to meet this person. I think it's because you have a hard time, you're so stuck in your head here, like I don't know, you're not yourself. That I think that you're not able to recognize whether this person is friendly or, you know, friend or foe here. I don't think that you're able to discern the person's intentions. And I think it's part of what you feel is very stressful. Another possibility is you could have a lot of, some people have anxiety, like really strong anxiety when it comes to traveling. Even if it's a railroad, you could think that it's any form of travel. So it could be someone is afraid of going on a plane, or that's like a side message. Let me just pull one of these. It's Aries, so you might be dealing with an Aries. I think you're dealing with an Aries. I'm going to pull one more card on this. Aries doesn't tell me much besides that it's someone that would be quite determined, outspoken, One of these is the South Node, and the other one is the Black Moon. Look at this card, the Black Moon. So this is another take on this card here, basically. It's friends or foes. I say that mainly because of this card. There's something that you're really not seeing, that's hiding, has you really, really stressed. But it could also be like the way that your mind extrapolates and, you know, worse, like the fears that you create. So like imagining that there's like a monster under the bed, right? But you're really stuck between like, here on this card, for me, South Node in astrology means like something that you're, okay, well, I won't go into that, but I wouldn't necessarily apply the meaning that they chose to put on this card. Here it reads the point of the place where something starts. As you can see, it's like something that is being birthed. It's a little bit of the signification of the South Node, but it's so more complex than that. So I don't really agree with the fact that it's where things start. Unless the purpose of the journey is to really start a relationship, an intimate relationship with someone, or at least like intention-wise. But in this reading, especially with the context of the theme, you're on the fence about going, and you're on the fence about what the intentions of the person what their intentions really are. I can't even tell you with these cards if you're actually going to go or not. So let us start. I will do Leo now. I'm going to start with this deck. So what is it that you don't see coming? One is the Six of Cups. And the other one, oh, the Lovers. Are you kidding me? Wow. So Cancer, you're getting an amazing month where you're having a really, how can I say this? I think it could be like a reunion, because I feel that on the Six of Cups, obviously you're soulmates, but it has this, first of all, this very fresh feeling to it. So there's something about being at the start of something great. That's what it feels like. Like, even if you know each other, I think you do, and I think you've known each other, you could have known each other for a long time, whether only as acquaintances or even friends or colleagues, whatever it was, it's someone that you know from the past. Doesn't mean that they were an ex, and that's what I mean, or where I'm getting at, is that it feels like you're at the start of something, even if you know them for a long time. It's almost like you could probably, or want to choose to say that August 2024 will really, really be the month that you're starting your love relationship. Like, let's say you really, let's say you were already together in the past. I don't know if it's a reconciliation, coming back, like a return. If that's the case, then you would consider this month truly the start of the rest of your life, of your love life. It's funny that you wouldn't see it coming. I don't know, it's a strange one, because for some reason I have a feeling that you're not a stranger. Well, you guys are not strangers for one, but I don't think you'll be that surprised, is what I mean. Six of Pentacles. This is 666. 666 for you, Cancer. That's beautiful. That's, you know, perfect harmony, the perfect equilibrium, everything is in place, or, I mean, you don't have to do anything and everything falls into place. It's so easy here, like between the two of you. I think maybe that's why also you won't be surprised. It's just gonna be like walking into, or like, you know, stepping into your slippers, slipping on your slippers. How beautiful is that? Oh, that's funny. That's too many, but I'm gonna show you this 180 degrees. It means that it is a return. It is a reconciliation. You have been, and then place. And a key. So place and key for me, I shouldn't have put that back, but here it is. I think that what happens that you really don't see coming in August, and now it becomes more clear, right? You already know each other, you're probably already together to, you know, you might be committing, or you might be reaching a different level of commitment, but it comes through as you finally move in together, you get the key to a place, you get a key as a symbol for, you know, your, I guess, your entry into a place. But the place here could be like the entry, or the entry to this relationship. The other thing with the key here, I mean, I don't mean to make a, I'm gonna say it like, you know, the key is the perfect symbol of, there's the key, but there's also the lock, so it's the masculine and the feminine. So I don't know, it feels, because place here could be the lock, right? So in a way, it's like the key's in the right place as well, right? Everything's in place. I said everything falls into place as well. I think I said that even before seeing this card. Anyway, incredible reading. I'm actually gonna stop here. So let's look at Virgo. I'm gonna start with this deck. Oh no, I'm on Leo now. Sorry, Leo. I'm forgetting Leo. I don't often do all signs. It takes a lot of memory to, you know, you focus on the reads, but you have to remember where you're at. Okay. I don't necessarily read in reversal. Look at that, Leo. This is a Leo card. And then this is a considered third house. Wow, you'll be like so talked about, it's not even funny. People are gonna like gravitate around you, towards you. They're gonna wanna really look, they even want you to sign an autograph almost. Like there's something about the draw that you have on others. They want to get closer to you. They really want to exchange with you. They wish they could be your friend, you know, there's something about proximity. I love that energy. Being close to you. You could have a brother or sister that's Leo. You could be obviously having a particular exchange with one of your siblings or a neighbor. Okay, I see vast, beneficial, and slot. That's a strange one. Okay, I'm going to clarify slot. I can tell you right away that this, let's say you're exchanging, I think you're exchanging with many people. That's why vast here, because you have a lot of, you have a broad reach. And yet, at the same time, this seems to be like something very precise. It could be pointing to one particular person out of these people that are coming up to you, that are wanting to be close to you, that are wanting to engage with you. I'm going to clarify, like I said, I want to see what it really is. The Eight of Pentacles. For some of you, it's a job. It's like literally like having, you get the job, you're being slotted somewhere, like you're being put in a position, like they want you to adopt a particular role. They see you as the person fit for the role. excellent. You're going to be working a lot. I feel that you'll also be making money, so I'm sure you're happy to hear that. But what you don't see coming as well is a heartbreak. Who is this with? The Ten of Cups. Well, that's pretty crazy. It's someone that you're with, that you've been either committed for a long time, married to. This is not just a separation, this is a full-fledged divorce. What's painful, well, obviously it's painful in itself, but what's painful is that when you're separating, you're also separating from the family, right? Like, let's say you've spent many months, many years with this person, 10 months, 10 years, 13 months, 13 years. You're going to be sad to leave like the people that you've met through them, because you've met a lot of people through this person. I don't know if it's the job opportunity that separates you, or it could be two different, separate events or separate occurrences, yet they might be tied for some of you. Almost like, well, you're having a glow up in your career, but your love life is going down the drains here. Sorry. Okay, let's do Virgo. Let's see what you don't see coming, Virgo. Let's take a peek into your future. So the Three of Pentacles with the Devil, you'll be working your ass off. You're going to feel like either overworked at some point. You might be saying this is slavery. You see, but you'll have so much success that it'll compensate. The other thing is that you're very attached to going up in the ranks. You're attached to, having a lot of success, making a lot of money, most likely. A lot of money. But I don't know, there's something like, there's amazing mastery in what you're doing, so that is extremely positive, but there is a very difficult side to how you are sort of negating maybe certain very essential things, sort of sacrificing or not. I mean, whether you really sacrifice these things or not, I think you neglect them more than anything, but ultimately there are many positive things that I think that you're not tending to, that would have nothing to do with work, right? Because your sole focus is work for the month. Money as well, but success ultimately, I think. All three. Justice. Okay. Well, you're gonna want to have more. It comes through as wanting more time here, because you're gonna want to balance out what I was describing here. You're off balance in terms of how much work versus your private life. The emphasis is only on work and career and your ambition and money and status and getting promoted and whatever else that you're aiming for. I think you're gonna realize that you need to strike that balance. The Eight of Pentacles. You always go back to work. You always go back to, it's like a default setting for you. I don't think that you know anything else. Well, I think you're just a workaholic. One thing about it, though, I think that you're really enjoying what you do. So as much as it's overtaking you, I do think that at least you get a lot of pleasure out of it. Let's see one last thing that you don't see coming. The Eight of Cups. There's something that you're going to leave or choose to maybe not pursue. Something that you would have already been participating in, partaking in. I think you're choosing to let, like, maybe it could be something within your, like at work. Let's say you have many things that you're doing at work. There might be one task, one chore, one project, one mandate, something like that, that you'd wish to put on the shelf. Let's see really why. Or the Two of Wands. Why is that? Or, I mean, what's the... Oh. This deck has phases of the moon that I did not remove, but King of Pentacles. Goodness, it's all about making money in it. Okay. It is related to work. So it's something within the environment, the work environment. There's something that you're going to move from. It could be that it's simply that you're getting promoted, right? So you're leaving like a department, or you're leaving a position. You might, I don't think that you're leaving the company. You might, but you might. But I see you having success. And so when I say you might, it's some of you might have to leave the company, not just the department. I think that you are getting promoted, but so you are getting something better elsewhere possibly. But it could also be within the same company. But maybe most likely elsewhere, because you seem to be considering what's out there, and it could happen at a particular phase of the moon. This one is a waxing moon. So we have a new moon in on August 4th. So roughly in about 10 days time, 10 to 12 days time maybe, or 8 to 12. You might already see this. You might have the decision to make by mid-month, and then depending on what you choose, whether it's to how can I put it? Whether you stay within the same company or whether you change companies, it's a change for the better. That's for sure. I think that what you want is a step up somehow. But I think that you need to make a decision by mid-month. All right, let's do Libra. I'll start with a keyword for you, Libra. I'm actually going to take all of those. Express, number, select, and locate. This is quite similar in terms of meaning. Okay. Any numbers are very significant. You're going to see, you're going to use numbers as signs to sort of have an inkling of what's coming, of what it is that you don't see coming, and knowing that it's coming. When you see particular numbers, you're going to associate that with, okay, whatever's going on now, there's something I need to know or pay attention to. I also have Rapture, Buoyant, and Scan. So what you don't see coming is there's a lot of different directions here. You're going to go through a situation that really puts you over the moon, right? You're going to be like, most likely, feeling high, feeling like your feet are not touching the ground. You could be like having an experience where you're meeting someone and you feel totally caught up, like really, really in love with them. But there's something about select, locate, and scan that is sort of the feeling of a heat-seeking missile here. So either someone is seeking you out. I think it's also pointing to the fact that what you don't see coming is that in August is when you really meet this person or have a very, 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 very strong experience that's linked to either a precise location, a particular having a choice to make, having something to say here with express. And some form of check or background check or verification of some kind. Sorry for the noise, God. 5 of Cups as well. So as much as you will go through something very intense, but very pleasant, and that I think is extremely pleasurable, there's a disappointment that you could be experiencing as well. Let me see why or what it is. Sorry. It's because people are watching or someone is watching. You know, it's interesting because this is an energy of having to investigate or, you know, researching something and all of that. And it speaks of all of this selecting and locating and scanning. And as much as I think that it feels like you will find what you're looking for, it also comes with disappointment. It comes with disappointment. It's very contradictory because you're happy to find it. I believe you'll have an experience at first that is supposed to be out of this world, like really extraordinary. Either this doesn't happen, it doesn't happen the way that you envisioned it or hoped it would go. Maybe on the contrary, it's a huge disappointment and deception here. Or not deception, maybe. Well, maybe deception. If I said deception, it could be. Could be deception a little bit because part of the investigation here, whatever is being, something is not very clear, or you might only become aware of it like too late, you know, in the middle of it or afterward, but not on the onset. The Ace of Wands. Okay, you're really gonna have you're gonna have an intimate exchange that I think Okay, if I'm reading my cards the way I feel that I should read them, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then I'll try to give you another interpretation in case you don't like my first the first thing that comes to mind here is I really think that you're being watched as you're having this intimate relationship. I think that it's truly causing a lot of disappointment for you because you don't want to be filmed, watched. It's a little bit of like the idea of taking pictures here and or film, or you know what I mean, or just peeping. Oh yeah. So let me see. I'm not too sure I can find another interpretation for this, really. I'll pull one other card and see if I can tell you something else without including the fact that I think you're being watched as you're having intercourse. Temperance. Okay, you know what the disappointment is? It's about an exchange. It's about, in this case, it's about what happens when you are intimate. It's the energy exchange that you feel. Normally, and here it's very pleasant, of course. But I think that you might feel that you will be pouring out more than what you get. And I think that's why you'll be disappointed. Unfortunately, as pleasant and special this encounter might be, might leave a sour taste in your mouth. So let me do Scorpio now. What is it you don't see coming, Scorpio? We have the sun and the star. Okay, well, I think that you're gonna meet your match. I think you'll be extremely happy because I think it's the perfect counterpart for you. I think that's it's something that you have been waiting for, because I think you were waiting for alignment. I think you love astrology. I think that you might even have looked at it through the astrology lens and even analyzed when this would occur, and I think that you know it's happening this month. I don't think it's a pure stranger. Like I said, I think it's someone that you've already had your eyes on. So it's someone that you that I do think that you, well, you know to a certain degree, right? Slot and contribute. I think it's funny, this word slot here is telling me that, you know, it could be like a date, particular date in the month that you're setting. It could be, because I think contribute here is the moment that you come together. I think it's how you exchange, it's what it is that you're participating, that both of you are bringing to the other one, or exchanging. Offering as well. I think there's like let me just keep going. Ooh, the snake. It says calamities, enemies and calamities, and then the 9 of Swords here is not obviously they're not. It's roses, beauty and health. I'm not going to take the snake as enemies here. I think the snake in this particular instance is a Kundalini energy. It's more of a life force energy, which is also what the sun ultimately is. Because that's what Kundalini is also. It's so beautiful. Look how feminine this woman is. She's beautiful, she's healthy, she's wow. That's the kind of energy that the kind of person that always draws others to her, and the same for you, right? So in terms of you as a couple, I believe that you're going to be extremely magnetic. I'm going to pull a card on slot. I'm just curious to understand, is it like a date? What is it really? I'm not even seeing what's under, but look, the lovers. Okay, so that's too cool. Princess of Swords is the Page of Swords in this deck. The world, the universe, and the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Discs. I do think that slot here with the Page of Swords, how can I put it? I think it's a question of time, because we have two Saturn cards here. Saturn rules time, so I think the slot here is most likely maybe a particular date where you meet. But it's really interesting that it could also be that, okay, I'm gonna say it, but if I change the letter here and I put a U, it's slut. So, I mean, not to call you that, but definitely, I think that you will exchange what is really happening with the snake energy being sexual energy. You know, I really see you having maybe your first intimate relationship, encounter with this person. You know, like everybody's getting naked here. It might involve with the Page of Swords that, you know, it's something that you're on the lookout for. So both of you are on the lookout. Until that date, you both are looking at one another, still, you know, looking at one another from a distance, or... And there's been a lot of time that's been already invested in that. But ultimately, the Seven of Pentacles is the contribution as well. It's what it is that you're sowing that you know will grow and eventually, like, be extremely bountiful. It's a beautiful reading. So happy for you. You so deserve that, Scorpio. So let's do Sagittarius. What is it that you don't see coming, Sag? Temperance, your card. Okay, well, either you're patient about something, or you're just like really in a good place. You're so relaxed and chilled, like you feel good. Your life is running smoothly. Your relationships are harmonious, flowing. Very easygoing vibe here. Let's pull another one, because what does it really concern? What is it about? The Ten of Pentacles. It's harmony and love. It's like having it could be waiting for a commitment, waiting to fully like officialize something, or it could also be that I'm reading for August, so, but you could imagine that you might be doing something particular in August, or August becomes the start of something that will grow eventually. So it'll take a long time, but you're going to be working on something that's extremely sustainable, that will be very stable, and that will be, you know, it's like, it's not just wealth, although it is. It's also being wealthy in terms of having a family, a support system, a lover that's there for you, your kids, you know, like. Anyways, let me pull one more on this. The King of Wands. Okay, let's see who this character is for you, Sag. It could be in business. I mean, this is a huge business, like someone self-made, someone very determined to make it big, someone that wants to accumulate a lot of riches, but mainly just wants to be able to afford whatever they want, and whenever they want it. The Four of Pentacles, you're saving your money. That's exactly it. It'll take a long time because you save until eventually you're sitting on a pot of gold. I think it's something that you're working on that will grow with time, that it will always keep growing. That's what I like about it. We can see that you're at the beginning of something, you know, it's like, for some of you, this might happen in a very condensed period of time, namely just the whole month, and not necessarily, you know, I'm looking at a 10-year, or let's say 10 months, 10 years maybe, but it would be 10 years most likely, because it's that much of a longevity, like it speaks of that much longevity, right? That it could be for a lifetime, actually, even more than just 10 years. Anyways, I believe you understand what I mean about, even if you achieve something spectacular in August, like making a shitload of money, I think this also replicates, it keeps going. Serve. That's a beautiful thing. Because I think that the way that you're working, you're not working just to make money and sit on it. I think that you're providing something that is useful to others, and that you feel that the success that you get is basically, you're not doing it just for success. Key and number. Number could be money because you can count it. You could have, you know, it's so funny because this is like really the image of a safe where you put your money, where you actually stash it. And it would require like a specific lock with numbers. It's so funny. Otherwise, you're very good with numbers. You're good with, you know, managing this much money. The key here could be many things, but one of them is patience. Knowing that you're working on the long haul, that you are, you know, starting smaller, but, and the other key I think is service, doing it selflessly, or at least with the intention of really helping others. number is also like the amount, the fact that you're moving from 4 to 10, right? That it grows and grows and grows. So your reading's all about money, money, money. Only money. But being Capricorn, you're happy. Let's do Aquarius. Let's see what's not, what you don't see coming, Aquarius. What is it you don't see coming? Change. Okay, but what else? The Star. I'm gonna put one more. And this is birth. I mean, it's crazy. The change is the birth of a star. So you're becoming someone popular. You're becoming well known for what you do, how you do it. You could also be starting something new that you feel that you've always wanted to do. It's like a big wish for you, something that represents, I mean, the wish could be to have a child, literally. That would be amazing. So the change could be becoming pregnant, or even having the child in August. So moving from, you know, having the child within your womb to finally holding your child in your hands, in your arms. But let's see how it translates. Trail, Y, Omen. Okay, that's really interesting, because I also told you that I think you could be having a lot of success. It could be quite steep in the sense of like going viral, or at least having the impression that it's sudden. I think you would have had signs that you would have been on the watch for. I think that it's something that you could have looked at astrology for, like to, yeah, I think you could have followed that, right? You could have followed the trail of signs, of omens that bring you to who is this child, and when is the child coming, and you know, what's the alignment that the planets need to be in, and everything. And I think it's August. August is is when you become a star. But you also have death and the Knight of Discs, the Nine of Pentacles. Quite literally, you could say that you know, you've put an end to your single life. So but it doesn't really resonate with what I was saying. Not really. How can I explain this? I mean, obviously, if you're really having a child, for those who are really having a child, I mean, it would have been a long time since you know, you would have abandoned, or how can I say this? You know, you're not single. You're with someone. You're having a baby. So it's like it's been a long time since you've been single. Maybe that's what it's referring to. But it's probably the only way I can see that. For those who are having a child. Otherwise, there's a huge change, right? Because that's what ultimately death is. A huge change, like a transformation that is so profound that it could be this sudden rise to stardom. I mean, all things relative, of course. The child could be a female, a girl, because of Venus. Because the Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo. I want to clarify this Nine of Discs, like this particular portion. The Six of Pentacles. I think the biggest change would be, and for the majority of you, would be from moving from single to having an exchange with someone, finally really connecting with someone that you feel that you're on the same page with, someone that you finally, or at least finally finding a relationship where you feel that things are reciprocal. Enough that you would want to have a child with this person, that you would feel that you would be comfortable having a child with this person if you chose to, if it's something that you wish for. Okay, there's also a situation where, as a separate message, you could see, you could have some financial difficulties, or at least have the impression that for some reason you're making a little less money, okay? Because you go from the 9 to the 6, money's still there, but there's a change around it, so, and it decreases, right? So I wonder if there's a link there. Otherwise, let's look at trail, really, like why are you following these omen? Well, the why is honor. The order denotes honor and recognition of labor. So, you know, I think that you might not be rising to stardom. I mean, it's only 1 in a million, or 1 in a few that get chosen in this way, but you could be that lucky. I mean, it is the star, and you are being honored for your work. So there's definitely something that you're doing that is particularly remarkable. So I think that you could say that, you know, you could even have like a medal that is given to you, but more in the shape of a star. But even this, how can I say this? Some of you will just feel like a star, in the sense that you'll be so proud of yourself that it's also sometimes, you know, like at school when you do something well, and they give you little stickers, like when you're really young, right? They reward you by giving you a sticker because you had a really good grade. It feels like that, like you're really giving, you're being given something that, as much as it's important to you, because it really is a reward for your hard work, and it's recognition, acknowledgement of what you do and how you do it. But it's also playful, right? So that's nice. And you get, like, you might get an object. I'm saying a sticker or whatever. It's obviously not a sticker. Could be a real medal, but the point is, it's like whatever you get, it doesn't have to be valuable. It'll become valuable because it means something to you. More than anything, right? Let's look at Pisces. We're on Pisces. The Page of Swords. What you don't see coming is, in this case, it could already be that you're not aware that, and you're not seeing that someone is watching you. The Two of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles. Interesting. And the Devil. You know what? It's funny. It's like you're drawing a lot of attention. A lot of it. Because you're like quite a force of nature here. In the sense that you're provoking, you're intense. You know, you could be vulgar, you could be making comments that are like sort of, you know, double meaning comments, right? You could be playing on words and stuff like that. So like, but there's a particular, so all of these things that you do are really drawing attention. But people are discreet about how they're watching you, right? Like they're not in your face either. So it could be that you are perceiving that however these people are watching you is devilish and not necessarily healthy. But you could also be expressing yourself in a way that is drawing attention. It is negative attention though, it's strange. Okay, I need to clarify the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, especially in the context of what I'm describing. It's not clear if you're really exchanging with the people that are watching you. I think there's a particular sort of seesaw movement. There's like almost like I put on a show for you, or you know, I'll provoke you, or I'll tempt you, or I'll tease you, whatever it is, and I'll see, well, whether you see it or not, you know that there will be a reaction. You just might not know exactly what the reaction is. But for some reason, it's like a game, right? It's like you put out something and then you know that they're going to be there to watch it. The Three of Pentacles is a little, in this context again, it's like you're actually collaborating, but you're also, it's like a game of ping pong. So it has a feeling of, it brings sort of, like as much as you exchange just back and forth this way, there's something that's happening that it's creating some sort of, it's building something, right? It's like a little bit of a snowball effect. I think that you're building the collaboration. I think that you're building on maybe you have something to teach one another. I'm not sure how though, but it is there. I'm going to clarify. The Hermit. Okay. It has to be the person that watches. Okay, there's many ways that I can interpret this. I don't know if you're the watcher, Pisces, or I don't know if you're the devil. So you're one of the two. I'm going to read it as you're the devil, because I think that you're being watched. I think you're being watched by someone that has stayed distant from you, someone that feels isolated at the moment. They're isolated because they choose to, and they do it on purpose because they're keeping their distance. They want to stay away from you, namely because they need the distance to be able to have discretion when they watch you. The thing is, it's like, I think it better explains the back and forth here. Why it's like, it might not even be timed that you're sending one another, like this exchange that I'm sensing between the two of you, like this exchange of, let me put on a show for you, let me try to reach you, or let me try to get to you, or find you, or find out more about you. It's like, I think that the person here is not always around, and that it's also why you're kind of working together, collaborating or exchanging in a weird way, but you're still doing that, you're still exchanging. But I think that's why it happens in like bursts, or how do you say, just like, it's periodical, it's only sporadic. That's the word I was looking for, sporadic. Let me pull one on the devil. That's too funny. That better explains why you're so intense. And you know, it's funny because I'm gonna make a comparison with YouTube. This is crazy. This is like you having a channel, putting out many videos, trying to make money, you know, having to feed the algorithm every day, working really hard at it, you know, being really intent on making it, and then you're in exchange with people that are there only to watch you, that come and go. It's so funny, it's literal. And that for them it's like more of a touch and go, and for you it's more like a real work. But what you don't see coming about this situation is that if what I'm describing, even with the example of YouTube, is that you're having an exchange with at least one person, if it's not like the example I gave, that you're not necessarily in direct contact. There is sort of a game here, but the game is, it has some sort of it does have a goal. I feel that you're building something. I feel that you're really wanting to create something, especially if it's a love relationship. Like, you're wanting to really sort of lay the foundations of a really good collaboration and synergy, and like a good teamwork, and building towards like a real strong commitment, and like living together and like formalizing this relationship. So it's funny that overall, like in August, you guys are still separate. You're still watching one another. I think you Pisces are putting on more of a show, in the sense that you're making sure that you keep this person interested, because I think that in this case you're attached, but you're also wanting to attach the person to you. It's like you want to bind them to you as well. Like, and it's quite the bind here. Like you really want this to be like for life. It's a marriage for life, but sometimes it's also a sentence for life. The marriage is. Let me pull a keyword here out of, like, kind of out of this situation, maybe to tell you something else that you don't see coming. Number, again, money. You'll be making a lot of money, don't worry about it. You could also be promoted. You could have like you could see a huge increase in how much you make. You could really see forward movement, like in the sense of like the expansion, or like how things develop. Instead of here it was incremental, like just 2, then 3, but then for some reason it just jumps, right? So it's a huge, if I can see you love money here, I mean, there's no shame, but I can see that you're making your numbers. Especially, I mean, even the YouTube example, I mean, it still works. The numbers could be subscribers, not just like the ad revenues. Let me pull another card here. This is the 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. What am I saying? Let me see why suddenly there's no money. And the 5 of Cups, 55. And then we have a waning moon. Oh no, I think, hold on. I can't tell if, I don't know if this is upright or this is upright. There's a little signature at the bottom. I think it would be this way. Anyway, never mind the moon phase here. Let me pull another one then. Excuse me. The Knight of Swords. I'm going to keep it here, but you know what's funny? 2 and 3 are 5, and then we get the double 5s, right? So we have actually 3 5s sort of on the table. As you know, 555 is a huge change. Not often comfortable, not often easy. I'm going to tell you 2 things. Things really pick up quick. So they pick up in speed. They pick up in speed because you go from being sort of passive. So from the page to the knight, you get on your horse, you start riding, and you pick up so much speed. But you also pick up in numbers. So it's fast. It's viral. It's going viral. The equivalent of. And within the relationship, what really happens is sort of a jolt. It's almost like, and I feel that the jolt is more on this side. This person who was distant and sort of staying on the outs there, like sort of on the side. Like I said, I think he's finally, the person is finally jumping on, you know, jumping in their car maybe, whatever. But things are like, they go so fast. They change like in a heartbeat. This is, I mean, the money on this reading is insane. You could also, even if you have huge success, which I see here, and I see that it's also possibly, I mean, you're building towards something long-term also, but you are having setbacks. you're not always making big numbers, or you haven't for sure, but you might not always have this kind of a big push, right? Whatever's occurring here might be like a one-time thing. It might not just be one time, but you know that it's not going to be like on a daily basis, this kind of really steep up and up increase. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for listening. It was a spur of the moment. I decided to do this reading. I don't often come on this channel anymore because I guess I do get less traction. But I'm glad that I am still connecting with you, and thank you for being here. I will see you soon.